Let's go.
Hey everybody,
What's your life?
Adam here, back at it again with another episode of 3 things you should be doing in the gym. Today we're going to be looking at 3 things that you should be doing in the gym to build up a bigger chest. Get those nice rock hard pecs so you can do your little dance in the mirror. You know, if you mirroring, stay tuned and sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. The first thing that you should be doing in the gym in order to build up a bigger chest, necessarily an exercise per se, but just kind of how to set up your chest movements, okay? And this is very key in order to making sure you're getting a good stretch on your pecs and making sure that you're activating your chest correctly. Right now, obviously, this movement is just doing a flat dumbbell press, but again, this goes for pretty much any pressing exercise for chest that you want to make sure you're doing. So the first thing you should be doing is making sure your feet are a little bit underneath you, not necessarily out in front, but underneath you a little bit here. And what I'm making sure I'm doing is that I'm kind of stretching my back a little bit, almost like I'm pinching a pencil underneath my back, in between my middle back here between my scabs. So pinching a pencil. And this is gonna like really make sure you're stretching your chest muscles. So I'm pinching, and one big thing is to make sure that your buttocks is on the bench when you're doing this. A lot of people have a tendency, really, when they're trying to press up a bunch of weight, they'll raise their butt up off the bench. Make sure that stays in contact. Your upper back and your butt stay in contact. And they're really, if you're pinching correctly, you should be able to fit your hand between your lower back and the bench. That is okay to be off the bench because then you're really getting a good stretch. So your feet underneath you, you're pinching your upper back, getting a good stretch on those chest muscles. And your lower back is going to be up off the bench, but is still on the bench. Okay, so I'm making sure I'm doing that, really stretching my pecs up, my chest muscles. And as I'm pressing up, what I'm making sure I'm doing, bring my collarbones together, my clavicles. So I'm like almost collapsing them to make sure I'm getting a good activation on my chest. When I'm getting up towards the top, you don't want to fully lock out, okay? Because you want to keep that muscle under tension. I kind of like to tap the dumbbells up at the top. That's just to making sure I'm getting that full range of motion all the way in. And so what I was talking about with the collapsing your clavicles, basically instead of going like this, you can do it even on your bench too, but as you're pushing up, you almost want to like round your shoulders in to really make sure you're activating your chest, okay? So kind of going like this. So that's the first thing that you should be doing in the gym. So the second thing that you should be doing in the gym is called a single arm pec deck fly. Now I'm sure a lot of people have already done where you're doing the 2 arms pec deck fly like so, right? So basically you're gonna come here, bam, squeezing. So that's a normal pec deck fly. This is a little bit different variation of it. And the thing that I really like about this single arm pec deck fly is that we're gonna make sure we're getting a full range of motion on this thing. Now, as you can see here on the double arm, you're kind of limited in your motion, right? In your range of motion. I can come to the middle and that's it, okay? But the single arm, what is awesome about this is I can start from behind me, right? So I'm squaring up, got my chest up, making sure I'm kind of pinching, and I'm coming across here. My elbow is slightly bent. It's not completely straight, but it's not really bent either. And I'm coming across, and look how much farther I can get the activation, okay, and the range of motion. So I'm going all the way back, and my range of motion is across that plane, where if I'm doing a double, I'm here. Doing a single, I can get all the way over here. Better range of motion, more activation on the chest. Shoulder is going to want to get involved on this, okay? You can't let it. Say no shoulder, no deltoid, you can't do this. And the key here is you kind of want to like imagine you're squeezing like a piece of fruit, or I don't know, a peanut in between your chest muscle here and kind of like your armpit. So as I'm coming across, to make sure I'm not activating my shoulder, I'm trying to squeeze that, okay? If you're using a really heavy weight on this, right now I'm only using 50 pounds. That's normally what I do, a 50 or 60, and kind of progress up from there. But if you're doing really heavy weight on this, you're not gonna be able to get that full range of motion. You're gonna get your shoulder involved. The whole point of doing this is making sure you don't get your shoulders involved and can get that full range of motion. So make sure you drop down the weight a little bit on these. So that is gonna be the second thing you should be doing in the gym, and that is single arm pec deck flies. Okay, so the third and final thing that you should be doing in the gym to build up a bigger chest are going to be dumbbell pullovers. But they're great because what they really are awesome at doing is building up a wider chest, ribs, upper body. That's what Arnold would always do them. This is a great exercise if you want to try and focus on getting wider. So you kind of want to make sure your butt stays up, kind of make sure you're parallel here, and grab like a diamond grip on the dumbbell. Make sure you're stretching all the way back and then coming up, and you're pulling. You want to make sure you're pulling with your chest. You'll kind of feel it pulling with your lats too, but your chest and kind of your serratus. So you're getting a good stretch on those muscles and coming back up. You want to have a slight bend in your arms, not fully locked out, but not like a big bend like this, because then you're not doing anything. So make sure you're stretching, real good stretch. Come back up over your chest here to complete the movement. That's the third thing that you should be doing in the gym to build up a bigger chest, and those are going to be dumbbell pullovers. That is going to conclude today's video of 3 things that you should be doing in the gym to build up a bigger chest. First thing that you should be doing is making sure you're getting set up right on chest exercises. The second thing that you should be doing in the gym is the exercise here, the single pec deck flies. And the third thing that you should be doing in the gym, especially to get wider, a wider chest, more fuller looking chest, is going to be dumbbell pullovers, okay? So that is going to conclude today's video. Thank you again for watching, and just go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you have any suggestions that you would like to see for this series, go ahead and leave a comment either on the YouTube video, Facebook, whatever, Instagram, that's all good. Thanks again for watching.
Paul said if Christ ain't resurrected, we wasted our lives, but that implies that our lives built around